Hello, and welcome to Walk the Talk Show with Waylon Lewis. Today, we're going to hit you with a big hug of mindful travel tips. So I just traveled to Tel Aviv, Holy City, Dead Sea, and then to Stockholm, country, castle, wedding, and then Florence, with a little Pisa over there. And it was really my first time traveling in 40 years. I did it just before my birthday, just under the wire. So a couple lessons for me is, number one, I was really intimidated, and I think all my life, sort of being outside of my comfort zone, where I didn't know anyone. I know everyone here in Colorado, and it's just such a wonderful lesson, isn't it, when we can do something we're afraid of, and we can do it intelligently. So like I had friends where I was going who would help show me the cultures and all that, help me get through the turnstiles at the confusing subway or whatever, help me find the cool farmers markets or the great cafes that are worthwhile and not just touristy. So I did it with some intelligence. I had good friends around helping. But really, I just did it on my own, and I got past my fear of being lonely on some level. So number one tip of travel is, that cliche cartoon where it says, here's your comfort zone, here's where the magic happens, is you kind of get out of your comfort zone, and then you realize that you're much more capable than you thought. We went from Sweden, where everything's organized and together and perfect, and we circled above this lightning storm in Florence and couldn't land. It like flooded all of Florence. And then we flew over to Pisa, and we're there in the middle of the night, and all these Americans are super upset. God damn, I'm tired, I have massages. It's like not a customer always right kind of moment. They're just like stranded at midnight, and suddenly I'm like capable and helping everybody out and relaxed, and it was a moment of being like, oh yeah, I can do this stuff. It's not rocket science. It's just I'm a free range human. I'm just out on the range figuring out how to be happy and alive. So other tips, eco stuff. Flying is horrible for the environment. Using all those plastic cups on the planes. The food is horrible. Don't eat horrible food. Just take a break from horrible food. Bring your own healthy food if you like to eat all the time. Bring your own bottle or container, and you can fill it with water after you've gone through security. And my personal advice, which no one ever takes, but I have traveled around the U.S. and Canada a lot, is when you're on the plane, don't like busy yourself with stuff. A little bit of book, a little bit of movie is fine if it's a long flight, but really just look out the window or take a nap or just take an advantage of. This is one of the very few gaps we ever get in our life to look out on the clouds and symbolically like look out on your life and just take a breather and kind of take stock of where you're at and enjoy it. Like a 10-year-old, is going to be like, oh my God, I'm flying above the clouds. That's pretty amazing. I remember when I was a little kid looking up and seeing the sun shining down and being like, Mom, are we flying like right by the sun? I thought it was like just a mile away. She was like, no, it's a little farther. But I still feel like I am kind of. So enjoy the miracle of flight. If you're going to a politically questionable area, like I was in Israel, be transparent about it. Talk with the locals. Try and talk with people who aren't party line kind of people. Try and talk with the liberals and the intelligentsia and find out what's going on and try and share that truth to your friends back home. Or don't travel to questionable areas. If you just can't feel good about it ethically, don't do it. But often I think going there and being present and representing that elsewhere and supporting good local businesses on both sides of whatever political divide is powerful, and more powerful than a boycott of one. Boycotts are powerful if millions of people are involved or thousands. They're not so powerful if you just don't go to an impoverished area and support those local people. Speaking of that, don't go to Starbucks. Don't go to McDonald's. When you're traveling, try and find those great local places. And try and get beyond TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor is ruining great places nationwide. We went to Florence and there was like a line 2 blocks long on this simple little like trattoria. I don't know. I'm an American. And it was kind of ruined. This place had become a tourist trap because TripAdvisor said go here. talk with the locals, find out great little places to go, and try and, your time traveling is often short, so try and not waste your time going to stupid places that are cliche-ish. Basic message there is communicate and listen. Don't just take photos and talk all the time. Like, just do less and be receptive and ask for advice and ask for directions and connect and have fun. What else? I have some notes here. Don't worry, we're almost done. Support local craftsmanship. I was just in awe of some of the craftsmanship I saw. Don't buy stupid tourist t-shirts. Instead, try and buy awesome stuff and support it with your money. Stuff that is, a lineage, like in Florence, the leatherworking. I'm vegan boy, but the leatherworking there is, centuries going back, and it needs support. It's falling apart. Obviously, if you don't want to support leather, you can support some other lineage. Allow yourself to be inspired by where you're going. So I went to Stockholm. The men there are incredibly stylish. I was inspired to wear fewer cargo shorts and trucker hats and maybe dress up a little bit. I have yet to do it, but I'm getting there. The women of Tel Aviv, I have to say, are incredibly inspiring, both the women and men everywhere. They're, whatever their background, they're incredibly. It's like walking in a zoo without cages. You feel like you're surrounded by these powerful lions and tigers. They're incredibly empowered. They're incredibly not shy, and they're incredibly just powerful. I guess I've already said that. In Boulder, where everything is sort of very safe and nobody looks at each other in the eye, and it's very distant and cold. It's very politically correct here, and I understand why people want to be safe. But I think the lesson for me going to Tel Aviv and seeing these women just so powerful was that if you want to be safe, just be kick-ass. Don't be scared. If anything, you're going to be scared by the women of Tel Aviv. They're powerful people. Can't generalize, but you kind of can. All right. What else? Getting lost is an awesome experience. Get lost intentionally at least once in every place you go. Just get lost. Obviously, don't be unsafe. Don't do it at 4 a.m. Don't do it when you're drunk. But, do it for a couple hours and then ask directions and find your way back. Don't use your Google Maps. It'll help you get through that fear or intimidation to confidence. And home on the road. If you want to have a sustainable travel, not have this postpartum depression when you get back and then need another hit of travel high. If you want to have a non-addictive relationship to travel, try and find your home on the road, whether it's in a hammock, reading a book, sitting on a rooftop, appreciating the sunrise or sunset, meditating. You don't need a big altar. Just sit on the edge of your bed, touch in with your breath, come back from your distracting thoughts. And that's all I got. Mindful travel.